To be or not to be, that is the question. Arguably the most frequently quoted phrase by one of the most influential figures in human history, William Shakespeare, and for very good reason. The statement reflects the absolute uncertainty that we all experience at every moment of our existence in this struggle we call life. Is life really worth living? Are the small, fleeting moments of joy worth it in exchange for the pain and the emptiness that drag on seemingly without end soon after? Whether we like it or not, every day we have to ask ourselves this question and then decide whether we want to keep going for another day before running out into the world just to see what today has in store for us. And then we repeat the process on the next day, and then the next. To be or not to be, despite being written over 400 years ago, the phrase still resonates deeply with its audience because it is a question without answer, a puzzle with no solution. Or in other words, it forces us to make up one for ourselves. However, in the 21st century, another great mind in the realm of fiction has somehow managed to give a definitive answer to this question, a literary genius who goes by the pen name international bestseller Quan Millz. That is the full name. An extremely prolific author, he is best known for works such as This Hoe Got Roaches in Her Crib, I Got Both My Homeboys Pregnant, I Got My Husband and His Daddy Pregnant, I Got Both My Homeboys from Another Galaxy Pregnant, Alien Twinks and the DL Thugs Who Love Them, Pregnant by My Boyfriend's Shape-Shifting Baby Daddy, Pregnant by a YN Crash-Out Alien from Mars. A pang layman might dismiss these books without a second thought, judging them by the title and the cover design. Argue that this is an exploitation medium and that there is very little substance to these literary works. On the contrary, it is worth pointing out that all fictions are to some degree exploitative in nature. Romeo and Juliet, Titanic, Great Expectations, all these classics share one thing in common. They create these fictional worlds, sometimes reimaginings of real-life events, where the inhabitants are forced to face conflicts and experience dismay for the sake of the audience's enjoyment. The reader can then choose to despise or fall in love with these characters. We are entertained by these stories, and sometimes we might even discover a sense of meaning that we can hope to fill our lives with. All stories are exploitative because these worlds are created only to please the reader, and very often at the expense of the ones inhabiting them. However, just as how we are fueled by the burning drive to look for meaning in life, so too must we continue to write stories and make art. And Quan Millz does not just make art. When we least suspected it, he has given us the answer to life itself, the answer to the one existential question that we have asked ourselves time and time again: natalism. What you'll notice immediately upon reading his works is his fixation on pregnancy, and not without good reason. Inside the many worlds of Quan Millz, the men are not exempt from the pains of childbirth. Even the alien twinks from another galaxy or the shape-shifting beasts lurking in the shadows are prone to becoming pregnant. This was a deliberate move from the author. What we have all failed to notice was that this leitmotif of a plot device is a genius concept with intricate layers of symbolic meaning. First layer of meaning behind this theme is that childbirth itself is symbolic of life, and not just any organic life but the conscious kind, where an amalgamation of matter gains enough complexity to generate consciousness that can experience the world. A world without an observer is a world that might as well not exist. The second layer of symbolic meaning is that pregnancy is itself an act. The birther is a container of something separate from him. The idea of everyone and everything being capable of pregnancy symbolizes the universality of the act of containment. In other words, the world is a container of things. And since the world is the vast empty vessel with the potential to contain things, the world itself must be full at all times. If the world itself has no limits or boundaries, then it subsequently becomes a container of infinite things. And there lies the answer to life itself. We exist simply because the world as a container has no limits and must contain everything. Matter, consciousness, and many other things. The question isn't simply to be or not to be. We really need to reconsider whether we were given any choices at all in the first place, to be or to not be. Perhaps there was never an option. Perhaps there is only this. And we are obligated to take it upon ourselves to find our own meaning for today. And then we will do the same thing for the next day. And then the next. And then the next. Tomorrow will come, and we will look for another reason to laugh. This is the most important message from Quan Millz. Even though we have never met, deep down I cannot deny the fact that I owe him my life. Thank you, Quan Millz. My only suggestion is that he should consider writing about something on a slightly larger scale. Here are a couple of title suggestions. I got another planet pregnant. My side chick is a quasar. I got Hercules Corona Borealis Great Wall Supercluster pregnant. I got both my homeboys pregnant in 152 different timelines. My grandma was down so hard she got stuck in a time loop. Anyway, please check out his books. You can also check out my book if you're interested in anime girls engaging in philosophical discussions. It's this one right here. It doesn't have Quan Millz' level of craftsmanship, that is certain, but I still enjoyed my time writing it, and very much so. The architect's dreamed a special place in my heart, regardless of its quality or critical reception. That's about it. Thank you for watching. Take care.